What's up, peeps? Nick Battle, aka NinosCorner, man. First off, man, if you like this content that's coming to you guys, go hit that subscribe button on YouTube. If you're listening to this on the podcast, go give me a 5-star comment, a like, some kind of review for me. Helps out immensely when it comes to getting more content up to you guys. But today we're going to talk about the all gas, no brakes offense of Steve Sarkisian and how it fared against Ohio State. So, I might do the whole season eventually, but I just want to, basically give you some ideas of what this offense that Sark's going to bring to Texas was able to do against a perennial top 4 team in the country in the biggest stage, on the national championship stage. And not only was it the national championship stage, but it was a stage where Steve Sarkisian had already accepted the job to Texas. There's a lot of outside noise, a lot of distractions. There's so many things going on that could have went wrong. I mean, if you actually look back at this in 16 or so, when Lane Kiffin left and Steve basically had to come down and coach that national championship game against Clemson. So it was so many distractions. This could have been something that was just like that at Alabama, but this shows the focus of Steve Sarkisian when we look at my custom NCN, which is a NinosCorner number, guys. When you hear NCN, that's my own custom number. I've been making this formula for the last 4 or 5 years. I've kind of fine-tuned it, and it is a perfect number where I've looked at a bunch of teams, hundreds of teams. I've done a bunch of analysis on this to where the average NCN for an offense is 40 points, right? So the higher the score, the better, right? But 40 points is the average NCN number, okay? So how did this Steve Sarkisian offense fare against Ohio State, which is a team that, guys, is going to have probably 6 draft picks in like this upcoming draft, right? So once we look at this, Steve Sarkisian's numbers, his team, the Alabama Crimson Tide, they had an NCN score of 77.2 points, guys. That is 37 points above the NCAA average when it comes to an NCN. This team was awesome, guys. And they had a 14% explosive play rate. And we're going to talk about that. 14% explosive play rate. Guys, plays that are explosive in nature are plays that have 15 yards or more. So when you start to look at this team was explosive. 14% of their total plays were explosive in nature. They had 617 total yards, okay? 283 of those 617 yards were explosive play yards, guys. That's like 47% of their total yards were explosive play yards. So getting back to the whole plays that are explosive in nature kind of thing, we're going to talk about just how explosive that offense was. So if you guys see me looking down, I have my computer here, guys, I have my bank here. I'm looking at all of my stats here. So 283 total yards that were explosive plays in nature. They only had 48 yards that were explosive on first down. So what does this tell you, guys? It tells you that Steve Sarkisian is running the ball on first down. You're not going to get a bunch of explosive plays when you're running the ball, but you're going to be very successful still when you got a guy like Najee Harris in the backfield. So he's explosive on second down, and we're going to get to that. 198 yards. 198 yards of his 283 explosive play yards came on second down. So, guys, this is telling you that Steve Sarkisian is running the ball on first down, okay? He is setting the pass up with the run. Second down, he's passing, and he's going deep, and he's taking shots. So, guys, that's almost, 68% of his total explosive play yards came on second down, meaning he's going to take those shots on second down. Third down, he only had 37 yards on third down when it came to explosive play yards. He didn't have to because he was getting his first downs, just based off of, getting yardage on first down and second down, and third downs were a minimum. I think he only had 10 third down plays the entire game. Guys, he had 79 total offensive plays, only 10 third down plays. That tells you he's getting it done on first and second down. That's something that I love to see because it's all gas, no brakes, baby. It is put your foot in their throat and you don't let up until they quit. And that's what he did. This team was truly amazing against a team like Ohio State. There's a bunch of draft picks on that team. Now, let's take a look at the explosive play rates per quarter, guys. First quarter, 69 yards when it came to explosive plays, about 46%. And then in the second quarter, 144 of their yards that were, plays that were actually explosive, 144 in the second quarter, only 70 in the third quarter, none in the fourth quarter, guys. Like I said, 283 explosive play yards. So if we go and look at, like I told you before, guys, how many plays? 79 total plays of offense in the entire game. They had 40 on first down, okay? 40 first down plays, all right? They had 26 second down plays, only 10 third down plays. They had 2 fourth down plays, which they actually converted, I think, on both of them. But yeah, 40 first down plays, okay? Explosive play rates per down. They only had, it was 5%, right? 27% of their explosive plays per down of those 26 plays were actually, plays that were explosive. All right, so and on third down, only 10 plays, only 20% of those third down plays were explosive plays. So only 2 plays, but they hardly ever need a third down, guys. They got all their work done on first and second down. You got to respect an offensive coordinator that can manhandle a team like Ohio State on first and second down. On only first and second down, guys. They were killing it. Way to go to that offense. Now, explosive plays per quarter. 22 in the first quarter, 22 in the second quarter, 22 in the third quarter, and only 13 in the fourth quarter. All right. So those are the total number of plays that were in each quarter. 22 plays in the first, 22 in the second, 22 in the third, 13 in the fourth, right? For a total of 79 plays. All right, so 24% of their plays in the first quarter were explosive plays, 26 in the second quarter, 14 in the third quarter, and 0 in the fourth quarter were explosive plays in nature. Let's go to show you. First, second, and third quarter, he was passing that rock like he wanted to. It was nobody's business. Running the ball for explosive plays, getting guys involved from the backfield. Najee Harris had an explosive play for a touchdown. Hey, he was doing what he had to do to make sure that this offense was going to be able to cruise in that fourth quarter. All gas, no brakes. Foot in the throat. He did his thing. Now, guys, let's just take a look at why I wanted to only highlight this game against Ohio State. All right, so when you're going against like-minded teams, Texas went against 2 like-minded teams, 2 teams that I wouldn't say has the same amount of talent that a team like Ohio State has, but they're 2 of the better quality teams here in the Big 12. Oklahoma and Iowa State. All right, Oklahoma, Texas had an NCN score of 41 points. Average, okay? And against Iowa State, they had an NCN score of 44 points. Average, right? Now, they tore up a UTEP. They tore up a Texas Tech. They tore up a Baylor. They tore up a Kansas State. They tore up a Colorado. And so Texas's total NCN offense, guys, was 58 points, right? That was your total for the season, which isn't bad. But against the quality teams that you have to beat here in the Big 12, you had 41 points against OU, 44 points against Iowa State. You got to do better than that. If you win those games, then you're going to be competing for a college football playoff chance. And Texas was just not able to do that. Now, guys, I also look at successful rates, right? Successful play rates. And, guys, successful play rates are plays that you're getting at least half of the distance on first down to get another first down. You're getting at least 70% of the distance on second down to get a first down. And on third and fourth down, you're getting 100% of the yards needed to actually get that first down. So in the game against Ohio State, Alabama had 59.5. So this is, say, a 60% successful play rate, meaning 6 out of 10 of their plays were successful in nature. Right? Were successful in nature, meaning that they were on the right path to get a first down. And this is against Ohio State, guys. Let me preface this. This isn't against Kentucky. This isn't against Mississippi State. This isn't against Ole Miss. This isn't against a Vanderbilt or something like that. This is against Ohio State. This is against a team where you shouldn't be able to do this. You shouldn't be able to be successful 60% of the time that you're playing them on the biggest stage in college football. Now, let's contrast that with Texas. For Texas this whole season, Texas was only successful 44% of the time against all their opponents, right? And that's including the Kansas States and the Texas Techs and the UTEPs and Baylor. That's including those teams of that caliber. Only 44%. What Alabama and Steve Sarkisian's offense was able to do was show that, hey, this man is going to be an offensive juggernaut when he comes here to Texas. We have more talent than people really realize. It's just been untapped. We got a bunch of talent on this team, guys. We have really good wide receivers. We have, I think, a really good quarterback this year coming in with Casey Thompson. We got offensive line that got better as the year got on, and they're young. And they're big and athletic offensive linemen. So I just got a feeling that this team's going to do a lot better than what people are going to give them credit for. But just starting off and just looking at just how efficient Steve Sarkisian was with his offense, with a 77-point NCN offense, with a 60% successful play rate, with having 46 or 47% of his total yardage being explosive play yards. I mean, that is something that you can't knock. What he's going to do, he's going to set up the game to where he's going to run first. He's going to set up the pass from the run like he did with Najee Harris. And it's going to be a beautiful offense to watch here on the 40 next year. One other thing, guys, that I want to say before I get out of here, we're going to look at the player stats. Steve Sarkisian really shortens up his substitutions. He doesn't do a lot of substitutions, which is something that Texas fans have been crying about here for the last 4 years. We substituted players in and out way too much. Bijan Robinson should have been playing and getting the lion's share of the carries here at Texas pretty much all season. That did not happen. Bijan, I think he only had, it was something like 80-something carries or something like that, but it wasn't much. Bijan should have been getting the ball a ton more. Now, look at this national championship game. Najee Harris, he had 20 rushes. I would love to see Bijan Robinson get 20 rushes. And then his backup came in basically like the third and the fourth quarter. He had 10 carries. And then look at his wide receiver rotation, right? You have Smith. You have Mechie. You have Najee Harris, who is a running back, who got 8 targets that game, okay? He's going to get the running back involved. You have Jalen Waddle, who had 3 targets, okay? And those are like your top guys with targets. Oh, and you had Williams had 5 targets. But if we look at Devontae Smith and Mechie III, Smith got 15 targets, guys. Mechie had 11 targets. So he's riding the guys who he's rode with all season, right? He's not going to let them in and out. You play your best players. You play to win the game, right? That's what the great what's his name, Edwards said. You play to win the game, right? You got to win the game, man. You got to play to win it, and to win the game, you got to have your best players in the field. So with Devontae Smith being on the field, getting 15 targets, and he missed a quarter and a half. He might have had 20 targets that game. You let your best players shine. Mechie had 11 targets. Najee Harris had 8 targets. As a running back, I can see Bijan getting the ball a lot out of the backfield. He's a very good, catcher of the ball. He's very good moves, very slick, very slithery. Najee Harris is good also. I mean, this is going to pay dividends for Texas, man. I think Steve Sarkisian is going to play the best players, which he should. He's going to get them the ball, which he should. And I think this Texas offense is going to really widen. It's going to open up so much. And I just got a feeling that we're going to see some really all-time highs when it comes to the NCN number for the Texas offense. But, guys, on that note, man, appreciate you guys listening to me. Always in all the episodes, I always say 3 things, man. Do you. Don't be afraid to fail. Outgrow your environment. Understand your brilliance, man. Nino's Corner. I'm out. Salute to you guys, man. Appreciate everything that you do, for listening to the podcast, for looking at the YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, man. Peace.